Tuesday night, we had the NBA Draft Lottery and Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. And tonight, we have Heat Celtics for Game 1 out in the East. So let's talk some NBA basketball with Fox Sports basketball analyst, reporter, broadcaster. The man does it all. He's John Fanta, and he's on the line right now. John, thanks for joining us, my man. I haven't seen you in a long time, but let's start with the lottery. Because I've been known to play a little scratch card here and there, but I didn't luck up like the Spurs. The Spurs won the #1 overall pick in this year's draft. Most likely, they're going to draft Victor Wembanyama out of France. So let's talk about what kind of player they're going to get. And you think at 19 years old, young boy is ready to lead that team if all things go like they're supposed to and the Spurs select him #1?
Yes, Victor Wembanyama is the best draft prospect we have seen since LeBron James. I'm not going to sit here on your show and say that he's the best ever. I don't think that's fair because I just think that that's so bold. But here's the thing. He's the most unique. At 7'3" with an 8-foot wingspan, Victor Wembanyama, with Mets 92 out in France, has averaged 21-plus points per game, over 10 rebounds per game, playing a lot of grown men. Has made it look easy. Can shoot the three. Is fully capable of hitting a runner shot from beyond the three-point arc. That makes it look like a Jamal Murray from the elbow shot. Instead, Wemby is hitting it from beyond the arc. We have never seen a prospect like this. And for the San Antonio Spurs, when you talk with their brass last night off the lottery, they said, one, we got offered 3 or 4 trades. They said it half joking, half serious. We got offered 3 or 4 trades just from the time that we were on the stage sitting in our seats to the time that we're getting to your media availability. Like, this is crazy. And the tension in the room in Chicago last night was absurd. Wembanyama prolongs Greg Popovich's career, opens a window for the Spurs. And I talked to 2 scouts who said by year 3, Victor Wembanyama could very well be the best player in the NBA. Wow. He becomes the center. He becomes the centerpiece of that organization. You've got a nice young core of players between Devin Vassell, Kendall Johnson, and company. Like, now they're set up to really take off.
Yeah, and if you look at history, the last 2 times the Spurs have had the #1 overall pick, they picked 2 Hall of Famers, and Tim Duncan and David Robinson. So he should be a sure thing for them. Really quickly, like other teams that benefited from the lottery last night.
Yeah, quickly, here's the thing. By the way, Keldon Johnson of the Spurs, not Kendall. Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, a couple of those young guys for San Antonio. Another winner for me, Brandon. To me, and this might be a bit of a contrarian take, Charlotte has a decision at #2. Ooh. As you take a look at Brian Wright, the Spurs GM, winning the lottery. Charlotte is #2, okay? Portland is #3. I think Portland at 3 is a bigger winner than the Hornets at 2. Here's why. Portland has an interesting decision, but they've got leverage. Because this draft class is pretty heavy at the top. It's top heavy. You know that Wembanyama's going 1. Charlotte has a decision to make. Do they want to pair Scoot Henderson with LaMelo Ball in their backcourt, 2 guards? Henderson, not exactly he's not what Miller is. He's not what Brandon Miller is. Brandon Miller's a 6'7" wing who can shoot the basketball from deep, who can drive it to the rim, who's versatile. What does Charlotte do there? Do they decide to complement Ball with Miller on the wing, or do they get another guard? That opens the door for Portland at 3. If Charlotte takes Brandon Miller, I don't know if Scoot Henderson is the best fit for the Blazers if the Blazers are going to continue on with Damian Lillard, who was still an all-star this past year. But here's the deal. There's a lot of teams that are in love with Scoot Henderson. 19 years old, 6'4", electrifying speed, can be an all-star guard in this league. You might see the Blazers trade out of 3 and end up benefiting themselves long-term. I think Portland was a winner last night.
All right, we got a lot of possibilities heading into the June 22nd NBA draft. And another big thing that happened last night, Game 1 of what could arguably be the best series in this year's playoffs. The Nuggets held on to beat the Lakers at home. What were your thoughts on last night's Game 1?
Incredible first half by the Nuggets. I think that the Nuggets, it takes time to actually get used to playing against them right now. Look, they've got the hottest duo in the league. The fact is, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are on another level right now. And Denver's got the supporting cast between KCP and Bruce Brown, and the guys that they've got going for them are playing at a very high level. Anthony Davis versus Nikola Jokic doesn't work out for the Lakers. It doesn't. The Lakers found something, though. They found something with Rui Hachimura. I thought Hachimura defended Jokic well in the fourth quarter last night. So, big picture, it's a bit of a win for the Lakers. They were getting blown out. I know there's no such thing as a moral win. To me, last night's a series lesson for LA. That maybe they found something with Rui Hachimura. If they did, that's huge because you've got to find a way. You've got to find a way to keep Jokic quiet for parts of these games. He was so good in the first half. They built up such a big lead by halftime that it was too little too late. The Lakers used a lot just to get back in it, but Austin Reeves is shooting it well, and they found something defensively last night. That's something you take with you into Game 2. Now LA's got to go for it in Game 2.
All right, last but not least, tonight we've got the Heat headed up to Boston to try and beat the Celtics in Game 1. Who do you like tonight? Who do you like in the series?
All right. So when the postseason started, Brandon, I picked the Celtics to win the NBA championship. So I'm going to stay with my pick because I feel like I can't commit out of it now. But I am worried about this series if you're a Boston fan. I'd be worried. Here's why. Eric Spoelstra has the coaching edge over anybody right now. Seriously. He's got the coaching edge in this series over Joe Mazzulla. It's nothing against Mazzulla. I just think Spoelstra's been fantastic. And Brandon, in close games, do you really want to be the opponent to Jimmy Butler right now?
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely not. But Jason Tatum's a bad man, and Jaylen Brown is a stud. Robert Williams has to play his tail off in this series. He's got to take ownership of the front court at times in this series. Like Al Horford's there, but I think Williams is really important. If Williams can play to his capability levels, then Boston wins this series. Game 1 at the Garden. Miami steals this game, but the Celtics find a way to win the series. Little twist.
Sorry about that. I'm texting my grandma to call her bookie to place a bet on tonight. All right, we got Game 1 in Boston tonight. Heat Celtics. John, man, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Brandon, thank you.